Hello everybody. I know it's been a while since I've come live to do a project, but I've had lots of things going on and I've been traveling a little bit. But tonight I wanted to come in and do a really fun project with you. I have had this in my mind for a while to do this. It was actually a project that I was inspired by another designer to do. Mine's a little bit different, but I think you're going to really enjoy this. So if you are watching, please stop in and say hello. Hi, Cindy. How are you doing? And here's an interesting thing about this is that if you guys tell me that you like it and you are local to the Western Mass, Northern Connecticut area, let me know because I might be pulling this out for a workshop really soon. So I know I didn't announce this early enough, but we are going to get started right away. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit so you can see what I got going on. Okay. Let me switch these over. Sorry, it just takes me a second to get this ready. There we go. All right. So here we go. We are going to be working on a sign that I think is going to look just like a Tavern sign when we're done. So we're going to be using the hot cocoa transfer. This is one of the newer ones by Chalkboard, and it's so cute. We're going to do some really fun three-dimensional things with it tonight, so stay tuned. So I am working tonight on an Odette board. And this is the largest one. I believe it's 12 by 18. And what I want to do is I don't want to just put the transfer on it and chalk away, but I could, and that would look adorable. But we're going to add a little bit more to it using some paper and some cork, believe it or not. So the first thing that I did, and this was really tricky, is I made these little carved pieces of paper. This is just like cardstock that you'd use for scrapbooking. Put that up there so you can see it's a wood grain. And I want to put one of them up at the top like this. And I also want to put another one down at the bottom. Looks like my screen is super dark tonight. What is going on? Let me move my light just a little bit for you. Is that better? Okay. These lights are so hot. See if that's any better though. So I have these two for the top and the bottom, and what I want to do is to add some cork. So I've cut this piece out. It's just a 1-inch strip of cork, and I want to be able to put this down on the bottom here. And I took another piece and I traced a scalloped edge onto it, and that I want to put up here, and we're going to actually chalk on the cork. So this is going to be fun. I've never done cork before, so it's always a learning experience when I try something new and I'm live, right? So the rest of it's going to go on top of here with some more 3D added embellishments. So we're going to get started by adhering the wood grain paper to the board. So this is called an Odette Chalkboard. It is available on my website right here if you're interested, and I'll pop that up and down a few times. It is a reusable surface. It is a white kind of chalkboard surface. So if you want to, today we're going to be gluing things onto this, but normally you can use Chalkboard chalks and transfers on them, and then when you want to change them, you spray them down with water and they wash off. It's a beautiful thing. So, but for right now, we're just going to be using this as a permanent surface. So we're not going to worry too much about being careful with it. Careful so that we can use it again, but we are going to use this very, very well, and I'm going to adhere the paper down with Mod Podge. I like using Mod Podge on paper because it tends to not buckle or leave bumps behind. It goes on really, really quickly, dries very fast, so you want to be aware of that. But I'm just going to add some. I don't want to put this right on my surface. I should have been more prepared. I'll use this. I'm going to lay it down on top of the bag that the transfer came in and just spread some Mod Podge all over this. And this is kind of like a white glue solution, but it's great stuff if you're using it on paper. It dries clear. You'll never know it was even there. But again, it doesn't leave your paper warped, which is what happens with some glues. So it's a good thing. All right, put that one aside. And I'm just going to put this in place where it should go. It was really hard to make this arch pattern, believe it or not. I've worked hard on this for a couple hours, I think. And I have still not been able to get it to fit absolutely perfectly, but it's good enough. It is good. So I got that one done. Just gonna rub that, make sure I don't have any bumps or bubbles left in it, just like we do with our transfers, right? So that part's done, and I'm gonna go in and do the bottom end. Hi, Linda. How are you tonight? Nice to see you. So, okay. So, yeah, I've got a huge bottle of Mod Podge. And I use it a lot with wood crafting, especially if I'm adhering paper to it. So that I do every now and then. Not too often lately, but it is something I have done in the past. I think I did an acorn layout. Not a layout, but a sign with an acorn on it that I added paper to. And there was another one too. What was it? It was an Easter bunny. So cute. All right, I am done with the Mod Podge. Get this down. Clean that off my back later. Just gonna find the happy spot for that. The happiest one I can find anyway. Push that down nice and tight. Yeah, I don't know. I tried all different ways to make this arch match perfectly, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm gonna get my glue gun warmed up here. Just pardon my back for a second while I plug it in. I did forget to do that, but it shouldn't take too long, and we can work on other things. Hold on. There we go. Looks like my plug is bent a little bit. Hold on. I bent it even more. There we go. All right, we'll let that heat up while this is drying. And I think what I'll do is I will work on the cork piece with the scallops next. The plugs are all in my way back here. So my plan is to actually chalk on the cork. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the words "we belong together" right on the top of the cork. So before I do that, I'm going to cut these pieces apart. There is a cutting line right here and right here. And those are layers of the hot cocoa. So we want to keep track of those. Now hopefully I have a Sharpie with me. Sometimes I take them up to my workshops and leave them there, which I did. I definitely did. But that's okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel back this transfer part of the way and attach it to the cork. And we are going to chalk "we belong together" like on the cork. So it actually might be easier if I put the cork on top of the transfer. What a novel idea. We'll see if it works. All right, so that should go right about there. Yeah, I'm afraid to do it that way. Let's try it this way. I'll put it right up to the top of the carrier sheet. Let's see where it lands. It's a little too high. Placing things in the right spot is always the challenge, right? You can tell that's still a little too high because I can see the little curves of the scallops poking through. Hey, we might have done that. That was pretty easy. Let's see how it looks on the other side. Yeah, it looks pretty even. Okay, so we're going to rub this down. You notice I did not fuzz this. I'm afraid that if I fuzz it, the chalk will not stick very well to the cork. So I'm just going to leave it like so. And we're going to chalk just this part. "We belong together" like. All right, you ready? I'm using some beautiful colors tonight, including black velvet. I think I'm going to do the mug in papaya. I have bright white. I have bark. And I have two new colors. One is called camel. This is gorgeous. And I have tide, which is a beautiful, beautiful blue. So this isn't really Christmassy and it's not really fall. It's just something that you can leave up all season long, all the time when it's cool. Hello, Miss Leslie. How are you doing tonight? Surprise, I'm back. All right. So I'm going to just take my black paste and give this a quick stir. You always want to stir up your chalk paste before you use them, just to make sure that you can get it as smooth as possible. And you want to be careful to make sure that it's about the consistency of sour cream or cake batter. A little bit thinner, a little bit thicker. It really is kind of a personal preference how thick you like it. But I tend to have it about the consistency of cake batter. So stirring it up also, incorporates all the oils and pigments and gets them nice and blended. So that looks great. Scrape off my stir stick. And I'm going to use a mini squeegee on this part right here. So you're going to scoop a little bit of your chalk paste onto your squeegee. And then you just spread it all over the screen area. And it should go right through the screen. And that is how you make our beautiful designs. Can't imagine trying to paint this by hand. I would just not be able to. So we are using reusable silkscreen transfers. And this is the first time that I've used it. And most of the time when it's the first time, I will do something called fuzzing. And you may have seen me do that before. And fuzzing is when you attach the back side of this transfer to a towel or your t-shirt or something, just to add a little bit of lint to the adhesive on the back to soften it a little bit. Sometimes they're so tight, so sticky that they stick tight and they're very hard to remove. So let's see how this came out. I've never done cork before. Cross your fingers. Oh, it looks great. A little bit of bleed right there on the edge, but no big deal. No big deal. Come on. All right, we did it. Yeah, I think that looks cool. I'll hold it up so you can see it a little bit in just a second. Let me pull this away. Okay, so here we go. We belong together. And that is going to go up top here. So let me see. I know my glue probably is not hot enough yet. Nope, not yet. So that's going to go up here. Keep those away. Like so. And then the other piece is going to go down here. And I'm not going to put anything on this one at all. So I think while my hot glue is warming up, what I'll do is work on the cup. Shall we? I never know which order to do some things. Thank you, Linda. So I'm going to show you the cup. I have been downstairs in my workshop cutting wood and painting all day long. This is my coffee mug, or my cocoa mug, I should say. And you absolutely, if you don't have wood, you can absolutely do this right on your surface without using a cutout. But it will be something I'll include in a workshop. So keep that in mind. It will be included. I'm going to move this aside just to let it dry a little more. Let's see if we can get this cup in the right spot on my transfer. Sticking to everything. Okay. Might be easier just to move the wood piece. So I cut my piece a little bit larger than the cup actually is. And I do that with most of my pieces so that there's a little bit of edging all the way around the transfer where it can stick to the wood surface. It can be really tricky to get it to stick if it is exactly the right size. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, pretty good. I think it's good. All right, so let's get this down nice and tight. So the areas where you see the teal is actually the parts that have the adhesive on the back. Where you see the brown peeking through, it is a screen. There is no sticky part involved there. Let's see, I do need to move it just a little. I knew it. I had a feeling. I can never put these down the first time right. Okay, so we've got our cup almost done. Let me just make sure this is good and tight. And the color that I chose for this is papaya, which is a beautiful rusty orange color. It's kind of like bittersweet. That's what I always think of when I see it. So this is called papaya. Let's see if I have this one open yet. If not, I'm going to grab another jar. Yeah, this one isn't quite opened yet. And I know I have another one somewhere, so I'm just going to find it. getting to the end of my fall chalk season, and pretty soon it's going to be lots and lots of Christmas designs coming. Hold on, it's right in here somewhere. Here it is. I knew I had one. So stay tuned. We may be seeing some of those really, really soon. Okay, so this doesn't have a ton of papaya in it, but there's plenty for this cup, absolutely. Just gonna again go in there and stir it up. If your chalk seems a little bit thicker than cake batter, you take a couple drops of distilled water and add it in and stir it, stir it, and stir it until it comes to the right consistency. You can add as much water as you need, but I would suggest you just do it a little bit at a time. This is going to look so pretty with this blue near it. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're ready. All right. So, cup looks good. So we're going to go back in with another mini squeegee. While you guys are watching, if you would hit that SHARE tab for me down the bottom, that would be such a great thing for you to do for me. Thank you so much. That helps me grow my audience and helps more people learn about what chalk couture is. So here I am just spreading the chalk paste over the open areas of the screen like I did before. It's probably a little easier to see. Let me pull it in a little bit for you. There we go. Now you can see. It's probably a little bit easier to set up something like this than it was the cork, which was such a thin piece. We got this. We got this. Do you guys like hot chocolate or hot cocoa? I don't know if there's a difference. Is there a difference? Hot cocoa and hot chocolate? I really don't know. I don't think so. I think it's all one and the same. Okay. Now I'm going to go back over this whole design and squeegee off all of the excess. Put it right back into the jar. I told you I'd have plenty of it left. Goes right back in to use on another project. And I'm going to peel this off of the cup. Cute. Love it. I'm going to set this aside to dry a little bit while we work on this. Sometimes you like it. All right, Linda, did you know that you can have Bailey's in your hot chocolate? Just a little trick I learned. It's very good. Thanks, Leslie. It's going to look even better once I get the marshmallows and the cocoa on it. Sorry about my lighting tonight. I don't know why it's so wonky. All right, so I'm going to dry this for a little bit. And then we'll start working on the marshmallows. What is up with my plug tonight? Try that again. There we go. So I'm using a heat tool to dry this. It's mostly used for embossing with paper and things like that. But I use it also for chalking. If you need to get your chalk dried quickly, this is the way to go. You can also use a hair dryer or just let it air dry. If you're using a heat tool, just keep it moving. Love hot cocoa with whipped cream. Yum. I'm more of a marshmallow kind of girl on top. Alright, that looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to add is actually numbered. It says number 2 right on it. And this is the chocolate part that goes inside. This part I'm definitely going to fuzz because I'm layering it on top of another paste. So I'm just going to remove the transfer from the carrier sheet. Look how messy I get. And I'm going to fuzz that a little bit. And see, I'm just putting it on this towel and picking up a little bit of the lint. In case you wondered about it, when you wash the transfers, you put them in the sink under lukewarm running water and clean them. I love using something called board erasers. Again, they're at my shop. But the fuzz comes off when you wash them, and you don't have to worry about losing that stickiness from doing this. Okay, so let's see if I can get this on there without too much trouble. Oh, it looks pretty easy. So this is going to be the chocolate cup part. And we're going to do this in bark. Bark, bark. Why is it so dark in here? I can't figure out how to fix the lighting in here. I got to do something about that. I've been saying that for a long time. I know. I know. Now it's in my face. Oh, maybe that's better. All right, let's stir the bark up a little bit. This feels just a little thicker than I'd like it to be. So again, distilled water. You don't want to use tap water because it has some, it can have bacteria in it, and that can introduce a whole host of problems to your chalk paste that you don't want to have to deal with. Things like mold. Yikes. Nobody wants to chalk moldy. All right, that's pretty good. And I'm going to take a mini squeegee again and just scoop up a little bit of that. Doesn't that look like chocolate? Take some of that bark and just spread it over the design. Now when you are doing layering, you don't want to overwork the paste. Be very gentle. Give it a little bit of firmness to make sure that the paste goes through the screen, but don't like push it in too hard. That could make the adhesive stick so tight to the chalk beneath it that it could pull it right off. We've got chocolate. Look at that. So cute. All right, we'll dry this up a little bit, and then we'll go and add our marshmallows. What do you guys think of the color of this cup? I don't know if I'm sold on it. Kind of, does it look like it blends into the background too much? I could definitely do it in a different color, like a red, and that would look pretty. I just was trying not to make it look Christmassy. What do you think? Should I change the color or leave it as is? You guys always help me out by answering those questions for me. What do you think? Okay. All this chalk dust everywhere. While you're thinking about that, you like it? All right, Linda. Linda likes it, so it's good. Let's add the marshmallows. Okay, so here's the final layer to the cup. And these are the tiny little marshmallows that we're going to do in white. And by the way, the wood pieces that I'm working with, I did paint with a color that looked like this color here. It matched camel pretty well, so that's what I used, and that's why I used it, because we're going to be using that in other areas. I smell my glue heating up finally. Okay, so that is all fuzzed, and we're going to go in here, and hopefully we can see right through where we need to put this transfer. Looks right, perfect right there. Okay. That was easy. And again, I am using bright white on this part. You like it too, Leslie? Good. All right. Yeah, I thought I would like to do it in red, but I was going, oh, I really would like to leave it up all year long and not have to worry about it being too Christmassy for other times too. Let me play with this again. I think I'm going to ask Santa Claus for some lights for Christmas. All right, I just used this recently, so I know it's been stirred. It should be pretty good to go. Here we go. Spread it over the little cute little marshmallows. Come on now. I should have stirred it. It's okay. So you guys, if you happen to have ordered some chalk paste from my website the last month or so, you may notice that the jars are bigger than they have been normally. So normally our 3-ounce jars of paste come in a 3-ounce jar. But come to find out, the manufacturer of our jars also makes hand sanitizer. And they have been so busy making hand sanitizer jars that they have not had time to make chalk paste jars. So they are subbing them out with a 4-ounce jar and a white lid. So if that happens to come to you, the jar won't feel like it's full, but it's still 3 ounces and it will work just fine. But it might look a little bit different. So I wanted to give you a heads up about that. Actually, people are saying they like the 4-ounce jars because they can stir easier without it spilling over. So there you go. This is coming out super cute. Alright, I'm going to put this aside for now and going to work on the other marshmallows. So this has actually a set of 2 and 2 other single marshmallows that we're going to chalk. I know I'm brave doing all these little pieces, aren't I? I better do one at a time. This might get messy. So let's see how they're laid out on the transfer. Looks like goes like this. Okay. All right, hang in there. This would be handy if I had another set of hands here helping me with this, but that's okay. That's all good. We'll figure it out, right? We always do. That actually looks pretty good. Not quite. So some of you girls were at my harvest sign workshops last weekend. How do your signs look? I have painted 8 more signs this morning for classes this weekend. That looks pretty good. It's close. Yeah, I'd love to see how your porch signs look. If you take a picture of it, post it on my group. I think I'm going to add a little water to this and give it a stir anyway. I know I did it before, but you never know what you're going to get when you open these jars sometimes. Sometimes they're perfect, other times you're like, what happened? You just need a drink. Or a little squirt. Your daughter wants it? Oh no. Well, now you know how to do it. Yep, doing the last round of those this weekend, and I think I'll do another kind in January. I have so many Christmas projects that I want to do with you guys that I can't even fit in another porch sign class. All right, so here we go. Double marshmallows. The color that I use makes it look like they're toasted marshmallows, which is kind of cool. Anybody going camping this weekend? Or is it all done? Okay, here we go. So cute. Oh, I don't know if I was off camera. Did you see me do that, guys? I'm sorry. There those are. I'll put those to the side and we'll try getting these little guys done. To figure out which one goes where before I get... This one is from this one. I don't worry about if they're in the exact right place. As long as all of the edges are covered, if they're off a little bit, it doesn't even matter. You will never notice. Never, never, never. You're closing your beach house on Saturday? Oh, I guess I didn't realize you had a beach house, Linda. Lucky you. Lucky you. We have a glamper. It's we bought it new, which is something we have never done before. Bought a brand new camper. It's beautiful, and it has actually has a fireplace in it. We used it last time we went too, so that was nice. Better than putting the heat on, right? It's just an electric fireplace, but it does the job. There we go, and little marshmallow. I'm off camera again. Holy cow. Lean back. There we go. Sorry, I'm at the bottom edge of my table here. And then we have this one here. Should we get that in the right spot? Oh, this one might be a little easier than I thought because I can see it through the banner. There we go. That was easy. All right, here's our last marshmallow. Then we're going to get serious. Leslie, I hear your grandson's going back to school. Oh, happy day. Oh, these are tight. Careful right here, or I'm going to get it in that banner area. Got it. All right, all that excess is back into the jar. Just scrape it right back off. I think that's the last of that color we'll be using. You ready to do a little ombre tonight? What do you think? I think we should. So there's our next little marshmallow. I'm going to leave those to the side to dry for a little bit. And I'm going to see if that glue is ready so we can put the cork down. Hybrid, I know, but it's better than nothing, right? I think. My daughter's pretty excited. Linda works in the school system. She knows how tough it is for the teachers too. All right, so let's get this part on here. That's going to go right up here. A little bit of glue back there. I'm going to go too heavy with it. That'll hold it. Now what I did learn about cork is that it stretches a little bit. Let's try not to burn my hand. So if I put it down one end, it does look a little bit short on the other, but oh my gosh, that's drying quick. Press that down. Oh, again, off camera, sorry. Pressing that down there. And a piece of paper stuck in. Looks pretty cute. Pretty cute. Yep, Linda, give you a lot of credit. Sure do. All right, so we're going to do the bottom part, and we're going to be ready to do the big part of the transfer. We are going to do a little bit of ombre, so that's going to be fun. You love watching me get messy with that, I know. All right, that part is done. See how this is all coming together? Some glue here. Come on. I'm just going to tap it off on my table. Boy, do I make a mess. All right, a little bit there too. Let's chalk. All right, I'm going to clean this just a smidge. So is everyone decorated for Halloween or fall? What are you guys doing? I gotta say, most of my decorating has been in my studio. That's where I put all my samples. It's okay. My husband gets to see it every day when he goes in. All right, so here we go. We got our cup. We got our marshmallows. Super cute. Ready to put it all together? All right. So let's grab the transfer again. Paper stuck on it. And I'm going to line this up from the bottom. It's about the same width as the board, so it shouldn't be too hard to line up straight. That was good. Yay. All right, I'm going to take a squeegee and just kind of go over this whole thing. It's a pretty large transfer. This is one of our C-size transfers. And go over that. Not going to go over the cup again. Don't really need to. But we'll need this banner around here. Oh, I'm so excited to see how this comes out. A little bit of both, yeah. When do you guys decorate for Christmas? Before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving? Some people take their Halloween stuff down right away and go right in with their Christmas stuff. Just checking something here. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to go with some black for these little swirlies, and then I'm going to do the ombre on hot cocoa. So let's start with the little swirlies. And again, I have a small squeegee that I think is still good to go. Nope, got goop on it. I'm going to use every squeegee I have tonight. Okay, so I'm going to go in and do both of these swirls, and I'm going to do the paste and peel method, where I paste the whole area and then pull it off for a second, let it rest, and then go in and do the next section. You'll see what I mean in a sec if you haven't seen this before. Okay. I think this black contrast is going to be really pretty with the frame. That one over here. You know what I didn't think to do is you could have used the shimmer. I know you love it. The shimmer shadow would have looked pretty. That's okay. Plenty of things I can shimmer later. Okay, so that is all done. Scrape the excess off both sides. I'm going to peel it back. Day after Thanksgiving. Well, I hate to brag, but we have already tagged our Christmas tree. So, you know, we did that in early September. Pretty crazy, huh? Look, it's going to be so cute. I love it. I already love it. All right, so I'm just going to let this fall back really gently. And I'm going to go back in and rub down the letters. H-O-T. H-O-T. Okay, now, sorry, I keep checking on my thing here. Okay, I'm going to start by using our camel. Again, this is a new color. It's really, really pretty. Camel. And we're also going to be using our, I need another dish full of stuff here. We're also going to be using bark to do the ombre with. So let me get them both ready. Maybe a few more squeegees because I use them all. Okay, so I'm going to do the camel on the top, the bark on the bottom, and then blend them together with my finger to create that ombre look that you all love. I know you do. Oh, this is nice and smooth. I just opened this jar. It's like silk. Lovely. Some things are a little tight in the areas here, but we can do it. Okay, oh. Just kind of going straight across here. There's a little part that's very close to that filigree on the side, so I'm being careful there. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the bark. So when you're doing an ombre, you don't want the colors to touch when you're putting them down, if you can help it. Because when you're scraping off all the excess, you don't want the colors to blend because you put them back in the jar, and that will contaminate your colors. Not contaminate it, but you know what I mean. It'll mix two colors together, and you'll have a totally different color. Okay, so once you've got them both down, I gotta put them down. You take a little bit of water on your finger, just kind of dampen your finger. Then I tap it on a towel, and you go in and you create little tiny swirls with your finger, little circular motion, all the way across in between where the colors meet. all the way. And this creates that really cool ombre look. Okay, let's pull that back, paste and peel. Oh, it looks so pretty. Dang, love it. Love, love, love. Slowly the week of Thanksgiving. Nice. You see how nice that looks? Love it, love it. All right, we're going to do the same thing with the word cocoa, and we're just working our way down the transfer. Let that fall back gently. And I'm going to go in and just kind of push the wrinkles out of the area down here. Gotta make sure that area is nice and tight. And we're going to do the same exact thing. So starting with the camel. Thanks, Cindy. All the way across. When you are first learning how to do this, I want you to use more chalk than I am. I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of have an idea of exactly how much I need. But when you're first starting, use more than you think you need because you scrape all of the excess off and put it back in the jar. But after a while, you figure out how much you need. So you always want to remove your transfers while the chalk paste is still wet. If it happens to dry, it's going to come right up with your transfer, your chalk will. And you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world. You can usually fix just about anything. So if you are interested in this transfer, I do have them on my website. If not, oh my gosh, I should have checked that. If not, I'm pretty sure they'll be back tomorrow. This is a really cool transfer. But things have been coming in and out of stock pretty quickly lately. And again, I am going to be thinking about doing an in-person workshop to do this in Agawam, Mass. So if you are from that area and are interested in coming, write workshop in the comments and I'll be sure that you are on the invitation list. This is starting to feel a little dry, so I'm working quick. I'll wet my finger one more time. You don't want it to be too wet. I did tap it off on the towel. There we go. And we'll peel that back. So pretty. Oh my gosh. All right, we need to open a cocoa bar in the kitchen. I saved your harvest project? How did I do that? Did I yell at you to move faster? Every now and then I have to do that. Okay. We'll let that drop. This is going to be so pretty, guys. I'm so excited. I am excited. So I'm going to do this little swirl again in black. And what do you think? Should I ombre the ampersand or just leave it one color? What do you think? I'll do the black and you can tell me. When you're talking to me on Facebook, I just want you to know that I'm not ignoring you. There's a delay. It's terrible. But I know I ask questions. Sometimes I forget what I asked you and you answer me. All right. Back this camera up a little so you can watch a little better. Oops, wrong way. Sorry. There we go. All right. I got chalk dust everywhere. Grab some more of that black for the swirls here. This just looks like an old-time tavern sign to me. I should have thought about this, but you could like hang it with a chain. How cute would that be? How cute. Okay, there's that. Leslie says ombre. All right. You say it, I'll do it. Okay, I'm going to pull this back first. We'll do the paste and peel with this piece again. Such a fine line there that I'm chalking with these little swirls that it'll dry really, really quickly, quicker than a thicker area like these. Not a lot, but this is so pretty. All right. Alrighty then. So yeah, I was painting harvest boards today for round 2. I had so many people that couldn't get into the classes last time, but they wanted me to do it again. So I agreed. I did doing 8 more people this weekend. And I've also was down there cutting marshmallows and cups of cocoa. So it's always a good day when I get to play in my shop. I love doing that. All right, ombre the ampersand. There's that one. And the bark. All right, let's get the finger wet and I will blend that together. So if you have a dry finger and you do this, it doesn't work very well. So just make sure you dampen your finger. Always tap it off on a towel. You don't want it dripping wet or you can cause a bleed. Nobody wants that. Okay, let's pull that back. We're getting there, you guys. Where do we put the cup there and the marshmallows? It's going to be so cute. Okay, let that fall back lightly. There's so much chalk dust on here, you wouldn't believe it. Okay, let's get this down nice and tight, and we're going to do the banner. I have to be careful to work around this marshmallow here. Okay. So before I do that, I'm going to cover my jars. You guys want to keep your jars covered as much as possible. The more air that they're exposed to, the quicker they dry out, and they can really get hard. So make sure you cover them as soon as you can. And again, if they start to thicken up, just add a little bit of water and stir like crazy. So this is going to be a real punch of color that we're going to use next with this color. Again, this is called Tide. It is a beautiful, beautiful blue. So excited to see how it looks. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so here we go. Maybe I'll just use this squeegee. I'll use a bigger one. This is color small squeegee. We don't have pink ones for sale. This is one that I got at a conference. And I don't sell my pink ones. I only got a couple. So I'm going to go over this whole area with the blue. So pretty. Then we're going to pull it all together and glue the marshmallows and the cup. We'll see how this comes out. I think you're going to like it. Getting there. Trying to avoid some of these areas. It's pretty tight. A couple spots. And if I happen to go on top of that marshmallow, it's okay because I'm going to put the wood one on top of it anyway. No biggie. All right, getting into this tight spot here. Okay, done. Scrape off the excess. It's amazing how far a jar of paste goes when you do this. Oops, I missed a spot right there. You didn't tell me, guys. All right, the final peel. It's all over my fingers. Oh, I love this color. Yeah, me too. All right, here she goes. Oh, it's so pretty. Love it. It's gorgeous, you guys. Holy cow. So then we're going to add this part in. What do you think? See how that orange and the blue go together? So pretty. And then we've got the marshmallow. One of them goes up here. I'll have to figure out which one. One of them goes up here, and one of them goes below. And then there's the two. I'll have to look at the transfer to see exactly how those go. But even if they're not exactly right, you get the idea, right? All right. What have I got here? Just top dust. Okay. I always think I dripped paste on something, but I didn't. Thanks, Cindy. I love it. I'm so excited the way this came out. All right, I think I'll start first by gluing the cup on. That's pretty easy to figure out where that goes. Get a good thick layer of glue on this. So again, this is a reusable chalkboard surface that I'm using, but because we're gluing stuff on there, you won't be able to wash it off. But it's worth it. Look at this. How pretty is that? I love those colors together. All right, let me see how this goes. I'm just referring back to how these look. So this one goes up top here. This one will go right here. I'm going to dry this a little bit so I don't smear it. Oh, I love it. I know. All right, now I feel better. Didn't want to smear that, but that's going to go right there. Right about there. Get some glue going on there. Oh no, I'm running out of glue. Not sure if I have any more. Yeah, there it is. I'll have to go up and get another piece of glue stick. That goes there. Hang in there. I'm going to go grab another glue stick so I can keep going. Got it. Oh, you guys, wait till I hold this up and you see it. It's so pretty. So pretty. And this one's going to go like so. Like that. Okay, let's warm up the glue again. This one's going to go here. Put some chalk dust on here. And one more, which goes just around here somewhere. No place special. Wouldn't this make a great gift for somebody? Oh my gosh, I'd love to get one. Give it or get it, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll take one. You don't need to have a steady hand, Linda. You're fine. You know that. We are done. I cannot wait to show you this. I'm going to switch my camera around so that I can hold it up. It's a great, big, beautiful sign, that's for sure. What do you think? Trying to get you the angles. It's so pretty. The color that I painted the marshmallows in the cup with, it looks like the marshmallows are toasted. It's so cute. I'm going to move it up a little closer so you guys can see it better. And the shadow behind the wood pieces just really adds so much to it. So pretty. I love it. Love, love, love. Yes, workshops. Hi, Dee Nezowitz. I didn't know you were there. All right. This is definitely going to come in a workshop. Absolutely. Well, if you are not local to my workshops, though, I do want to invite you to check out all of the things that we used here. The board, the chalk paste, the transfer are all available on my website right down here. The paper and the cork was from my local craft store. Can't say the name of that. But if you decide that you want to purchase the transfer and the board, I'll send you some pieces too. So that'd be a great thing to have, right? So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I love this project. I'm so glad that you were with me tonight to make it. And thanks, Linda. It's really adorable. Oh my gosh. Now I want some chocolate. I'm trying to push it up there so you can see the whole thing. Da-da-da. I need a bigger table. It's a beauty. All right. That is what I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. And I'm definitely going to be posting some workshops to do this. And if you are in the Springfield, Mass, Hartford, Connecticut area, definitely put workshop in the comments if you would like to join us. Otherwise, we can make sure that you get everything that you need to create this project, and write bundle in the comments, and I'll even order it for you. Let me know, okay? All right, have a wonderful night, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.